So as a guy who's played fullback and had to defend in 1v1 situations, I'm going to teach you what the best and the most dangerous wingers do that make it so difficult for a fullback to defend them in 1v1 situations. The first thing you need to do if you're attacking in a 1v1 situation is to be decisive. You can't show any sort of hesitation and you can't show any sort of sign that you lack belief in yourself, that you're actually going to get past the man, because as a defender, defenders can smell that instantly. A defender can smell that and they're going to get tied to you immediately. If you're sort of, dribbling at a slow pace, not really decisive, not really, changing your speed, it's just easy for the defender. The defender's going to sense that you don't really believe in yourself and he's going to get aggressive and he's just going to get a toe in, which is going to lead to you losing the ball. So you have to be decisive when you're going in 1v1 situations. That's it. That's literally the one thing you need. You need to just be decisive. Just know, okay, cool. Am I going to defenders outside, or am I going on the inside? Am I going to cut in and shoot, or go on the outside, maybe get a cross in? Just know what you have to do in that situation. Don't show any sort of hesitation, any sort of sign that you don't really know what you're doing or you don't really believe in yourself. In order for you to be decisive, you have to decide on a set of moves that you're going to do in 1v1 situations. This could literally be fake shots, body feints, step over combinations, etc. Just get a decided bag of moves that you're going to use in 1v1 situations, and then just constantly just practice them. Practice them first against cones, then practice them against a player that you can train with. Just practice 1v1. Just practice perfecting maybe 3 moves to go on your right and then 3 moves to go on your left. You understand? Just practice and perfect it until it becomes second nature, until where you're in every single 1v1 situation, you literally know what to do. You've scanned what's called your surroundings. You know what to do in that situation. You know whether you want to hit a step over and then go on the defender's outside, or you want to hit a little body feint, shimmy inside and have a shot. You understand? But it needs to become second nature. Just as long as you're going at the defender with purpose, intensity, that's what's going to make it difficult for a defender. The worst thing for a defender to come up against is a guy who's going to make them work, a guy who's always changing direction, a guy who's shifty, a guy who's decisive, a guy who forces a defender to backpedal. Even in situations where you want to slow down and then accelerate away, you still have to be decisive in their moments. You have to know when to stop. You have to know your surroundings. If it's a good area to sort of slow down the pace and then accelerate away. One of the best players at doing that was Neymar. Neymar would literally just he'd slow down the defender. He'd just sort of slow it down, and then he would maybe hit a body feint and then he would just accelerate away. Maybe not make the defender, or just take a heavy touch out and then just accelerate away from the defender. So even if you're slowing down and then you're accelerating, you still have to be decisive. You still have to know what you're exactly doing, which comes from deciding on a set of moves on what you're going to do in 1v1 situations.